In the early game of Conan Exiles, you're kinda spoiled for choice when it comes to base locations. Today we are going to be separating the wheat from the chaff and finding 4 of the best early game base locations on the Exiled Lands, some of my personal favourites that I would always go to. Don't bother building south of Noob River anymore, these options are so much better. So, let's get started. The first spot is always a favourite of mine, and it's my go-to location whenever I play survival. The Tower of Bats in map square F5 is a great spot, and I think the reason is pretty obvious. This area has absolutely incredible access to iron, making farming trips stupidly easy. There's also a whole bunch of rock noses in the surrounding area for some easy early game XP, and to double down on that further, there are 5 camps in walking distance for loot and thralls, and a cavern nearby with spider spawns great for Ica and Gossamer. To make life even easier, the nearby river just a short walk away provides of course water but also wildlife in the form of crocs, deers and kudos, alongside yellow lotus, aloe, cacti and a fair amount of trees for wood. There is also a world boss close nearby, though it will probably be a bit tough for the early game, and you're also not terribly far away from the summoning place. The area surrounding the Tower of Bats is quite expansive, and it's just one of my definitive go-to spots. Pretty much every survival run I've played, I'll stop by the Tower of Bats. The only thing wrong with it is that it is a little too southern for my liking to be an ideal spot for the mid or end game, but early game, few spots are as good as this one. However, the next one might rival it. Location number 2 is Ironbreaker Ridge in map square B7, a great spot for loot hunters. I built my Age of Sorcery starter base build guide here, and this location is honestly just great. You can build your base on either of these plateaus. I do slightly prefer the left side one, but it's up to you. As the name suggests, this place has pretty decent iron access, not as good as the Tower of Bats, but it's still good. There's also a bit of coal around too, alongside decent quantities of stone and wood. There's water, there's wildlife, but what makes this spot so great is how close it is to Sepermeru. As almost anyone can tell you, Sepermeru is a great place to get your hands on some easy early loot, and by living so close you're making life so much easier by being able to just pop over to the city and loot it whenever it takes your fancy. You're also not too far from the Unnamed City, the Silver Mine and the Shattered Springs, making rare resources just that bit easier to attain. This spot is honestly great, definitely a trek to get here from the southern desert, but a journey that is well worth the reward. The only downside to this location is how western it is, but our third location definitely does not have that issue. Before we get to that though, quick shameless self-promo, consider checking out my content over on Patreon, where you can join as a free member for previews or sign up as an esteemed coffee cultist for early videos, wallpapers, blueprint downloads, video credits and more. If you enjoy the content I make, check it out through the link in the description. Plug over, let's get to location 3. Our third early game build area is a place I call Scuttler's Plateau, a large ridge overlooking Scuttler's Shortcut spread across map squares F7 and G7. This area is honestly pretty fantastic location wise. It has incredibly high manoeuvrability due to its central location, making pretty much all of the desert easily accessible, alongside part of the highlands too. The accessibility isn't the only great thing about this spot though. You'll find small deposits of iron, stone, coal and wood scattered all over, but it also has excellent farming potential. Scuttler's Shortcut and Weaver's Hollow offer nearby Gossamer and Ica. There are a number of enemy camps in walking distance for XP, loot and thralls, and perhaps most importantly you are right on the cusp of the Savannah, one of the best hide farming spots on the entire map. Scuttler's Plateau is a pretty nice area that I think is slightly underrated. Tons of space to work with, great access to a lot of nearby areas and valuable resources, and it's a nice looking location to boot. Now, for our final area. Spot number 4 takes us to the Black Galleon in map square I7. The area immediately surrounding the galleon is already taken up by a pretty large enemy camp, so you'll want to build off to the side like I have here. This area is great for loot, thralls and XP, with the nearby pirate ship offering plenty of all 3. It's not alone either, there are a whole load of camps and POIs within comfortable walking distance, so you'll never be without enemies to fight or loot to claim when you're around here. Furthermore, just north of this location against the rock wall you'll find a collection of locust nests, letting you farm toxin glands and ichor easily. There's also small quantities of coal in the north and a good bit of iron in the south. You also have really easy access to both the highlands and the grasslands linking the desert to the northern jungle, boosting your accessibility to these important biomes, and of course all the valuable loot and resources inside them. The Black Galleon is a great area to set up a base, plenty of opportunities for combat and farming, alongside a decent amount of space to build, and easy avenues to explore the mid-game biomes. Due to its position too, you could transition into the mid-game without feeling much of a need to move your base, which is an extra cherry on top. This spot can be overlooked at times, but I think it works great. And there we have it, 4 of my favourite early game base locations on the Exiled Lands: the Tower of Bats, Ironbreaker Ridge, Scuttler's Plateau, and the Black Galleon. This map is honestly full of good spots. I probably could have picked 10 or 15 more. I've just selected some of my absolute favourites here, but if you've got others that didn't make it into this video, let me know where your favourite spot is in the comments below. Anyway, that will wrap us up for today. Thank you for watching, and a massive thanks to our wonderful esteemed coffee cultists for continuing to support the channel over on Patreon. If you'd like to support the channel here on YouTube and get some exclusive perks, take a look at the new channel memberships available by clicking join just below this video. Take care, and I'll see you soon.